I golf. Yes, I golf. Now, how well I play is another subject. But I do love the game of golf. I really do.
Yes, occasionally.
Occasionally?
I enjoy what I do.
Okay.
Played a lot of golf over my life. Played high school golf, played junior college when UA Fort Smith was a junior college, played a year out there.
I have played a little bit. My daddy gave me his set of clubs, which was one club. He had a driver, and I said, Daddy, where's the rest of it? He said, I did everything with this one. He said, I putted with it. He said, I only had one club.
You know, I was an avid golfer, Megan, and I golfed for many, many years. And I think the best I ever got was having a 3 handicap. And then I decided fly fishing was more my passion than golf.
A good friend of mine, Philip Mary, called me one day and says, George, I've got an idea about something we need to do in the River Valley. And Philip and I have been just marvelous friends for many, many years. And whenever he calls, I know it's going to be something good for our children. And so I'm always excited to find out what he's going to talk about. And he approached me with the idea of the first tee. And I thought, golf, you know. And then he began to tell me about the core values that would be taught in this program. And I thought, what a wonderful idea that we will train up good people and at the same time introduce them to a wonderful game. Frustrating, but wonderful game.
So it started off, you need to have your own course. And it was pretty much you need 1 of 3 for free or you're dead. You have to have land, operations, and construction. 1 of the 3 has got to be for free or you won't do it. We got our land. And so there was all this. Then that comes the expense of running a golf course. Well, about 3 years later, they started realizing they were changing lives. Tell them the truth. Tuck your shirt in. Look them in the eye.
How do you shake hands?
Shake hands firm. Don't hurt, but go firm. Those kinds of things. The whole thing changed to where it then went to the life skills. Accessibility and affordability, when Tiger was a phenomenon then, was key. But when it changed to the life skills are the real deal, because whether they're good at golf or not, who cares? We want them to know what golf teaches you to do. In so doing, then they'll probably be a good golfer or anything they do.
Philip sold us on the idea. We began to drive around the community and say, and ask the question, where will it go? Where can we do this? And as I was riding on the bus, often I would decide, this is impossible. This is impossible. But I never said that. I continued to get on the bus with a group of people that Phil had rounded up, and we would look. And finally, some wonderful people in our community says, put it here. And we came out and looked at it and began to visualize what it was going to be like. And we've been very fortunate to see it happen just the way we thought it would. What a wonderful place it is.
You know, there's been an all-star cast of folks that have helped out with the first tee along the way. Some of the folks early on, obviously Philip, I remember coming out here when there was a trailer on this site, and that was all that was here. And Philip Mary had this vision of what this program could be.
We're in a place called the Jack Stevens Youth Golf Academy at the Warren Stevens Golf Course at the Bagby Learning Center. I still think how First Tee International got its start is just a wonderful story of Jack Stevens hearing about the First Tee when he saw him announce it at Central Park. Tiger and his father Earl and Tim Fincham still in leadership there today. He heard about a dream.
Here we go.
That the First Tee wanted to make a difference for good. And they said, who out there can help us? And Mr. Stevens was in his car on his way to the airport, and he called immediately. He had apparently done his homework, and he called and spoke to Tim's secretary and said, I'd like to get $5 million. And the lady obviously didn't know what to do with that. So she calls Tim, who's still in New York. Tim calls Jack back and says, Mr. Stevens, what's going on? And he said, well, I want to help kids. I love this idea. I want to help kids. And he said, well, do you have any special requests? And he said, I'd like for $100,000 to go to any city worldwide that will mobilize a board to just study how they might be able to help kids. And then the guy, Tim, said, done. And then he said, what else? And he said, well, I do make my living in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'd appreciate it if they could get 250 to gear up and try their heart out. Done. Anything else? And Jack said, yeah, one more. He said, Fort Smith is special. There's something special about them, and they've been good to me. And part of my good living's been made up that way. And I hope you can help Fort Smith too. Those are, you remember those times?
I do, sir.
That's the foundation.
I do, sir.
And it wasn't long after that, we see flags for next to LA and New York, and we're like, maybe we deserve to be here.
First tee means to me, you know, as an employer here in Fort Smith, it allows us to find a way to help children at a young age understand what it means to be responsible, what it means to become a good citizen. And you know, I think kids that come out of the First Tee program, you know, we want to watch them go through high school and college, and those are the type of kids that we want to bring into our organization here in this community.
I think it's a place where young men and women can develop themselves into mature adults and learn life skills and kind of figure out their way in life and learn how to be professional individuals and build themselves as people.
I guess the thing that stays with me most is the fact that the core values that they talk about, I see those in young people that I've met at First Tee. And I know them now as they're into various careers around the country. And I see those core traits and core ideas of First Tee. They play out in their character even today as they move about around the country. It's amazing what it done for them. And they all still play golf.
I think if you put the 9 core values into your everyday life and what you do, you'll be successful. Just using those as principle, going up to people, shaking their hand, smiling at everyone, being nice to everyone, and just kind of being driven, being honest, having integrity, being respectful. All those things are going to play in and help push you forward in life and put you where you want to be.
It's a great question. I think that all the 9 core values I like. I think they all are beneficial. I used to tell people that would ask me about the First Tee, what is it about, and I would explain the core values and how we're trying to instill good citizens in our younger generations using the 9 core values. And then at that point in time, I would say golf. Well, where does golf come into play? I'd say golf is the distraction we use to get those 9 core values across.
The First Tee instills in people some of the great traits of life. Competitiveness, I think, but also courage, courtesy, maybe 3 different C's there in that. We're all working towards one goal when we're playing golf, and that's to get the ball in the hole. And we have so much division in this world today. We need more people pulling together for the same thing in this country. Golf is an endeavor that you can do when you're young or when you're old, male or female. It's a wonderful, wonderful sport.
Wow. You know, what I hope to see in the next 20 years is that this program continue to grow, not just here in the Fort Smith community, but in the surrounding communities around us, which, you know, I know the program's already started that, but if we can start reaching the kids at a young age in the grade school, and I know that our team here does that, I think that that is a monumental task for us to get kids in the program and to have longevity.
I first started thinking about giving things away when I read about Andrew Carnegie, who was involved in the steel industry in this country. And it was Mr. Carnegie's goal to die broke. That's also my goal. I would like to give away everything that I've been fortunate enough to accumulate. I've been able to take care of my children, my family, and I want to take care of others.